Good evening to Allen fans. Another episode this evening. Tonight we are at the cusp of another EPL preview, which we will do tonight. And so all of your opinions are welcome as we jump back into what we love, EPL football. And we're coming off an international break, and I think most people don't like the international break. Your players could potentially get injured, and of course we missed the uh, the the non-stop action of the EPL. And anybody watch any of the international games? You keep up with that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I watched the England game yesterday. Um, Germany. I saw that Timo miss.
The
I
return
saw
of
that Timo miss.
efficiency.
Mm.
Oh God.
Yep,
It
yep,
doesn't
yep,
matter.
yep.
We scored 10 goals in 2 games. It doesn't matter.
I hear you, Memphis, but I guess that's a discussion that we can have because why? How did Timo end up like this?
Chelsea. The same thing they
Chelsea.
Okay.
did to Torres.
That's a good point. Because I was gonna say, man, that sometimes it's just confidence. When he low, he just low. Weeks in the building, he's saying, "Night, fellas. Good night to you as well." And O'Neill says, "Greatness has arrived." Um,
Montreal would
Yeah,
do agree with this comment.
Ronaldo is back. So yeah, greatness has arrived.
See how seven in the
You know,
building.
number
Talk
one,
about it later. Jacques.
United milking a transfer, right? Every day them on post
I'm
Ronaldo.
saying,
Come when you're happy, you're just happy. You're overly celebrate, and I don't think the fans really care. Because I'm being told he may not even start. That's what they're saying. You know,
Clearly,
because why you say
that's
clearly based on what?
it was kind of obvious he wasn't gonna start.
Well,
why not?
some were thinking he fit.
That's
He
what he
just
did
played
with
too
all the
easily.
signings, except for the defense. That's what he did.
Yeah,
Actually,
but this is Ronaldo though.
It is. It is.
eh,
It's not like if he wasn't fit. He's still fit.
It's not like if you have somebody holding down that spot either.
True.
Greenwood. But
Greenwood go to the right
Right.
or
Yeah.
the
He'll
left.
probably and Sancho got a knock, so he probably play. Um, you could play.
on the bench.
Sancho gonna play, man.
I heard
San,
some we got a knock, so he didn't play for England. So
yeah, but he's been
anybody
in
could.
training for the whole time at United.
So he's okay. So he plays on the left, Greenwood on the right, and then Cristiano down the middle. That's
Seeing down the
that's
middle. I have
that's
a
probably
question
what he
here,
do.
guys. Just before I came on the show, I saw this comment here from Jamie Carragher. It says he is one of the greatest players of all time, no doubt. But I actually think it may have a negative effect, on Man United. How
Hmm.
could it possibly? That's the question. How could it possibly have a negative effect on Manchester United?
I guess if he stunts the growth of the youth players like Greenwood and whatnot, because when Rashford comes back, it's gonna most likely be Rashford and Sancho on the wing, which would relegate Greenwood to the bench. So
Yeah, that's true. And what do you do with Cavani? He's still there.
plus
Then
there's
he'd be
also
expected.
the other young what was his name Ilanga, so it'd stunt
Hmm.
his growth as well.
And then you still have Martial. So I mean, all
Marshall
of them
play
be
better
vying
off
to
the
stunt
left
him.
though.
He does, but then
Yeah,
Sancho can play there.
Look better than Sancho too.
Well, it's still yet to be determined. Sancho is there, and then Rashford is there, all in vying for left. There's a lot of people coming out the left hand side. O'Neill says here, Chelsea don't have anything to do with Werner missing. When you full of adjust that. Okay. Um,
Simply put.
So
Simply
it's the
put.
same thing that they would have said about Torres. I mean, Shevchenko,
it's a good point, Memphis. Good
Morata,
point. Hmm.
Batshuayi.
I
But
mean,
what about
even
those that did
yes,
did well?
Eto did come
What
and
about
win something there, but
yeah?
I mean,
Costa did well. Drogba did well. Who
that's what
else?
three strikers out of how much?
yeah, I think
Uh, who else? There's somebody else, man. A couple people that if you're talking about in the Russian era,
I mean, and
because you can go back.
Anelka came there, and Anelka did well for Chelsea too.
Anelka did well
Yeah.
for everybody that he played for.
True.
Afri in the building. Afri says,
Unfortunately.
Long time in the past, true. Yeah, I know. Like you just gone scarce lately, man. Our Liverpool people gone scarce. I wonder what happened to them. But good to see you, though, Afri. Definitely good to see you.
Yeah, but
Monday.
Josh, you know that you see the Liverpool fans back in because of their place in the table. That was never a
That's
question
true.
when they would come
That's
back too. We
that's
got
true. That's
ourselves
true.
still happy.
Monji says,
All
yeah,
the
the
Liverpool people like they
2020.
gave up on football last year.
Okay. Well, what I find interesting, Shaq, is that O'Neill came in early and said greatness has arrived. And then Monchi coming and saying that the champion, the BPL champion, is here. Good evening. So two of them very confident. I guess Monchi is not licking his wounds after his crushing defeat to O'Neill the other day. Guess not. But we see Aiden here making a point based on what we said earlier. He might play Pogba on the wing. I actually thought he might do that because when I heard the Sancho knock, I thought he played Pogba on the left and
Right.
play Greenwood on the right and go ahead and start Cristiano. Why not?
And start Van der Beek because Fred ban.
And
Amen.
start Van de Beek next to
Matic.
Matic. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think he's gonna do. You know. But Aiden says, by the way, hi, and says, Shaq, so early you firing shot. Yep, that's what we do around here.
Um,
We don't
just
care.
saying, man, we've missed you. We've missed you.
Moy, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Okay, all right. Who you have on the weekend again? Just remind me.
Leicester City.
Oh
Okay. We'll
boy.
talk about that in a second with the preview show.
Vardy
But
incoming.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. And of course, fans will be talking a little bit about fantasy next show. But we can go ahead and say, based upon the pick that you saw coming into the show, please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. That Cristiano is 12.5 million. Right, there's a lot of money for that's a lot of money.
For a
All right,
36-year
so
old.
just giving you a little preview. We're gonna be talking about that next time. Ones to watch. Do you use your wild card or do you leave your wild card? Do you take -4? I hear people taking -8. You know,
What?
there's all kind of yeah. I tell you, boy. In fact, what if I give you some stats? Somebody did some stats the other day, and they said only 2% of FPL owners at the moment are not making any transfers at all. Like you're deciding, as you know what, I'm not doing any transfers this game week. 36% are making two. 26% are making multiple transfers, including negative points. Isn't that fascinating?
Wow. Then now you
Because
get
I
free
and
think
wild cards.
from my standpoint, if we're gonna take -8,
You
uh
it's
might as
time to
well
play
play the wild.
wild card.
You check?
well, they might have their strategy. I don't.
Hey,
I
minus
don't
eight is
even
not
know.
plenty, you know.
Uh,
True.
Show,
It depends.
Joe
Compared to
told
some
him
things.
to a partner
I
down
guess
at
it
the
just
bottom.
depends on who you play, who you put in the squad when you take in a -8.
Look, for real, more. Because if you
good
take a
point.
-8 and those two players end up giving you 40 points, it's worth
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying?
Unless it's
Yeah.
not, because even they said over 26% of FPL owners played their wild card too. So I
Hmm.
think
Yeah.
most times you don't play wild card till like game week 7 or 8, but a lot of people are playing it now because of that 12.5
Yeah, seven.
Cristiano. They're
Not
trying to
just
get him
because of
in.
Ronaldo. I
Go
think
ahead.
most people usually play their wild card after the transfer window closes.
Yeah.
Some do. That is very true. But I guess I believe it necessitates this time because a lot of people want to get him in, and a lot of people didn't know that and prepare for it, so they don't have the two transfers to make the adjustments. So now they're in a position where they feel, do I want to get in Lukaku if I didn't have him before? What am I going to do about Liverpool? All kind of different thoughts are happening. And as Aiden is both saying here, I'm sticking with Vardy, Antonio, and Ings. And he'll make it up in a few game weeks. Some people are sticking with the tried and true. Who knows that? So we'll be talking about that strategies, what you could do, who to look out for. Maybe even some differentials that can help you go up.
We gotta
And don't
see. We
forget,
gotta see.
good shot.
Yeah, Josh. We gotta see if we get Suko on that show
Yeah, we
tomorrow.
need to
See
go
if
on
we
that
can
show.
pick his mind.
Yeah, see what he's thinking. He's at the top, though. Big ups to him.
So,
And
so, 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 so to Joe and Munchie and those players down at the bottom, Moy, So
Yep, yep.
come,
Everybody
come
down
and
there
come.
scraping the bottom. I think Suko is
Like
like
Arsenal,
19
ain't
points
it?
ahead.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
yep, just
Ooh.
like Arsenal.
Wow.
You did
Just
that.
like
You did that.
Arsenal.
I
I
mean,
didn't do it.
you
You
can't
did
even say
that.
Arteta need to go learn from Pep 'cause he did that already.
Pep's not at the top of the table though, so it's not the same thing as Tuchel.
All
All
right,
right, we
buddy.
see Afri here saying, from the time I hear that move, I told my coworkers that CS7 move is to boost the sale market. And my word, no fall, most sale and shirts, record sale. Yeah, that's part of it too. But I actually heard the other day somebody was saying, I don't know how true it is, that all the money that came in from the shirt sales goes to Adidas and not well. There's a small percentage of it, like about 6% of it goes to United. The rest of it goes to I think it's Adidas the
So
shirt sponsor. Yeah,
because
not
Adidas already
to
gave them
United.
the money. Innit?
Exactly.
So Adidas made
So
their return.
yeah, so everybody thinking that United made back the money, they didn't.
They
Okay.
technically have though, because when he signed, their
Yeah.
stock rose and they earned 250 mil.
Oh, you're talking about in the stock market. Oh, yeah. From that
Mm.
perspective, I can see. Yeah, but not from the shirt sales. But yeah, that happens. That happens. That happens from time to time. And that's pretty. That's pretty good though for business side of things. Yep. So Memphis, you buy a shirt yet? Are you
No,
part of that 30 something million that thing Adidas got?
no, it was sold out by the time I looked at it.
Ah, okay. All right. Yeah, I went there. I wasn't solo when I saw it, but yeah, I have a kid to feed. Moi too. I'm just kidding. All right, we're
So
joking, guys. We're joking.
Wow.
We're joking. We're
You just put
joking.
you just
The
put the
man
man
putting
news
it
out
out
there there. You just check.
on air like
I
that, so
know
they
I
don't
did
want
that.
to let
All
the
right.
people know.
We're joking. We're joking, everybody, just so you know, right? We're putting that out
the
there,
shoe shall
right?
set you free, Moy. It's okay.
Moy is not. Moy is not. Moy's a good guy. He's a real good guy. City guys tend to be good guys, and then you meet somebody like Munchie, and then changes the whole conundrum altogether.
Oh, come bless
How,
But
you,
still
yeah.
how
life
do you know
goes.
city guys tend to be? I'm not even finished my sentence.
Why? Why wouldn't they be good guys?
I mean, I only know like a handful of them. I can't really make a statement of
It's
a
a small
handful of
sample
Exactly.
people.
So,
size, that's it, that's it.
so I'm basing it all on the one of the few city fans I know. You all try to show shade from the people
We
in
have,
them. You know what?
we have,
It's okay.
we city, we have plenty money. So the girl they like it.
Wow,
The shoe
wow,
figure that is your man.
Mercenaries.
wow.
Alrighty then. So let's jump in. Let's jump into that. That again. Don't forget. We're talking about that tomorrow, guys. So if you want to talk FPL, let's do that. All right. Let's make that happen. And Major coming in here with the Ronaldo.
Wow.
He actually said that today, and then hopefully, when he comes off the bench for whoever tomorrow, because I think he's going to come off the bench. When he comes off the bench for whoever tomorrow, then he made his command, and it wouldn't be great if he scores in the Stretford end, and
Yeah, score winner after we the equalizer from Maguire own goal.
oh Lord, you're really hoping for the Maguire own goal, boy. How long you're hoping for it now? Ain't happened yet. Ain't happened yet. Just let it go, okay? All right. Well, I really hope you don't start Martial again, though, and just waste our time like last time. I wonder how many
He
City
didn't
fans.
start last time. What are you talking about?
Though he didn't start one game he start, man, and he mashed
No,
up
it
the
has
other. There we go, and we drew that game. Anyway, those days are
Yeah, but
over.
that had nothing to do with him.
Had everything to do with him.
That had to do with
Uh,
Fred. What
you
are you
know,
what are you
you
talking
Oh
want
about?
me,
my,
you,
poor Fred. Murder.
It was a Fred
yeah.
own goal.
Like legit, I feel sorry for Fred every time I go on Twitter.
I don't. I don't feel sorry for him at all. This is Van de Beek's chance. I was actually watching the Van de Beek interview there with Rio Ferdinand, and I found it quite interesting how early he's been playing football and his rise. But this is a masterstroke from his agent. You know, when you want your player to play, you stir up some stuff in the media. You do some interviews. And what I find even more interesting is that United allowed him to do the interview, knowing he would talk about stuff like that. No big deal. You know. So that's fascinating. But also that with what's happening with Fred, this is the perfect chance for him to play against Newcastle. And hey, if he does well, he may just keep the spot. Because he said in the interview that yes, he's playing 10, but he can play 8, he can play 6. He just wants to play. You know. Okay, so that sounds like somebody with an idea. How many City fans turn United fans after the Ronaldo transfer? I don't know. What do you guys think? You think a lot? I doubt it though.
I
No,
mean,
You know?
and
no.
if they were City
Mm-hmm.
fans,
Yeah.
quote unquote City fans, and they turned United fans, then they probably
Uh-huh.
weren't City fans to begin with.
True. Yep. Yep. Probably those just still fair weather fans.
I only think
That's
this question would be like, would have more context to it if it was like a player to say
The other
like
way around.
KDB or something like that going into United, then I could see, why that would
Mm-hmm.
happen. But it's
Mm-hmm.
But
Ronaldo.
I feel
Just
like
came back.
though a lot of United supporters would have supported City if the transfer was the other way around.
No.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay,
Well, the fake ones.
or their dislike for City would not have been that bad because Ronaldo was playing for City.
I don't think people were burning jerseys
Yeah,
and
the fake fans. I would say the fake fans.
slandering the
But
man.
me though, I
And
would.
Right.
Y'all know, I would. Oh
yeah,
Lord.
I mean, there was a whole comment section filled with abuse to Ronaldo on one of these shows.
It's
Ye-
true. It's true.
Yes, it was. Y'all know that. Yeah, y'all know how I feel about that, right? I tell y'all that I'm not alone. I was just watching a guy the other day, and I'm Unreal Ferdinand and stuff, and all of them was saying the same thing. We're ready to done with this dude, man. Yeah, we're right to. But I'm hearing there are rumors of a statue for Cristiano, so we'll see how that goes outside
Statue
of Old
for
Trafford.
seriously?
I'm hearing the rumors. Hopefully, the rumors are not true, because that's way too soon. All right, but
They
let's
don't.
talk some
No,
EPL now. All right, let's jump right into it and speak about what's happening on the weekend, because there could be lots that's happening. A lot of great games, and the first game 7:30 is Tottenham and Crystal Palace. Tottenham Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace finally going to get a win here, guys, or not?
no, no.
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 1-0
Oh,
Spurs again.
Lord have mercy. 1-0
I
Spurs
mean,
again. What you say, Shaq?
it looks
I think
like
like a 1-1 maybe. Good
Yeah,
one.
yeah, Chuck, go ahead, go ahead.
I was thinking that this is a tricky one for Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
Me signing Edward would be rearing to get off the mark.
Mm-hmm.
Gallagher's been running good ball in midfield. So, I mean, yes, Tottenham's quality going forward. Harry Kane is there. I think is their son may have a knock. I think I
Mm-hmm.
saw that.
Ooh.
So if
Yeah, he's intact.
that changes a lot of the attacking forward going forward. For me, this could really finish 1-1. But if I'm to pick
Mm.
a winner, it would be Spurs. It would be Spurs. I don't see
Okay.
Palace winning, but definitely I can definitely not see Spurs beating them.
Okay. I saw this on Instagram yesterday. Unpopular opinion: Gallagher is better than Mason Mount.
No,
Thoughts?
he probably
Somebody
gives more.
actually
He
says that.
probably gives more work rate than Mount, but in terms of technical ability, I don't think he's better than Mount.
Okay.
Already.
All right. Crystal Palace need wins though. What y'all think is going to happen when Crystal Palace may inevitably have to fire Patrick Vieira? Do you think there'll be
When?
some sort of
Not
if
me. When?
or when? Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So when they fire him, because he don't get the wins, what does that mean for black coaches in the EPL? That was always an issue. Do you think they'd keep him to not get the backlash, saying that a white manager would get more time? Thoughts?
I mean, right? They probably. I don't think they would look at that
Somebody's
at
gonna
all.
say it, Memphis. Somebody's gonna say it. Somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, just because a man black, I kick you out
You're
the
right.
first chance he loses
But
the
Yeah,
game."
if he's
Somebody's
You're
gonna
if
right.
say
he's
it.
if he's not winning, okay.
But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what assumption. I don't know where the assumption is coming from. Where everybody thinks that
Mm,
Palace won't do well in the Premier League. I think Palace their threshold would be, or their ceiling would be, maybe between that
8.
10 to 28.
Okay.
I
All
think
right.
8 is a stretch. 8 would
8
be
is
a
a
stretch.
stretch. Yeah, you're right.
As long as they're
Eight is a
not
good
battling
season.
relegation, I think
Yeah.
that's them.
Okay. All right. If Tottenham beat Crystal Palace, at what point are we going to start to take Nuno seriously?
After
It's a good
September,
question.
I think they don't.
when he
I think they have
when he
two big
win.
games in September.
He's beaten Pep, and he hasn't conceded a goal. And if he go and do the same thing again in this game, I mean,
It'll be
if he
four
was
game on
any
the
other
board.
manager, we probably would be like, "Wow, masterclass,"
You're right.
you know.
You're right. You're right.
you know, give credit where credit is due. All right. Watford Wolves. Just quick prediction. Thoughts on that? Watford Wolves.
Watford Wolves.
Yeah.
Um, Watford Wolves at 2-2.
Adama try.
I mean, Wolves have been scoring. Watford have been scoring goals.
Mm,
Wolves have been playing very well, but not scoring goals. This could be a pretty good game because now they have to score, and they technically should be better than Watford.
This is
technically.
what's going to win.
They have
This
to
is
win
what's
this.
going to win. I mean, look,
Yeah.
both teams. I think both teams going to probably cancel each other out because both teams going to look to play on the counter. And both
Mm,
teams have players that could hurt each other on the counter. When you look at Sa and Dennis on
mm,
Watford, and then compare
yeah.
that to Trincao and Adama on Wolves. It's
Yeah.
this could I think somebody said 2-2,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll give Wolves a
Yeah.
win. I'll give Wolves 2-1 win.
And of course, Adamo, of course, putting up the big points. Right, Moy. Giving an assist in this game,
Yo,
something crazy.
honestly, despite all the criticism that I've given him, somebody said he's like Sterling when he started out at Liverpool, and he needs this move to like a top team to progress him in his career even more.
Okay,
And
okay.
it's not a bad shot. I can see where it's coming from, but he needs to work on it. And
Personally, I think that's a bad show, more. And I'm not Sterling's biggest fan.
true.
His
Plus, he
conversion
started
rate
out.
is really. Go ahead, Memphis.
I was saying, he's saying he needs to move to a bigger team. He started out at one of the biggest teams. So
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I think
Mm,
his end product leaves a lot to be desired. I
I
mean,
mean,
Sterling would pop up. I mean, Sterling was playing with better players too. You have the Sturridge and Suarez, Gerrard. I mean, the comparison is what is throwing me.
how old
I
is he?
mean, he's young still though.
Let me
Like
young.
check.
24,
25
They've
maybe?
been around for.
24 or something. So,
Let me check.
Mm.
but I'm
And why
not
is it
really
only
talking
now
about
that?
the
Okay.
finishing aspect though. He gets a lot of creativity. So you get down there and just put him in the box for, the striker. But that's the finishing product. You need that.
Yeah, I think he needs to add goals to his game. I don't think anybody's gonna respect him until he ends up with double digits in goals.
And accurate
You know?
crosses.
Wow,
Some of
Yeah.
his,
25.
some of his crosses just hopeful lobs into the box.
Yep. But with enough pace, he can do
Adam is
anything.
25, guys.
Join the building.
Still young.
Yeah, Adam is young. Adam is not as old as he
Yeah,
looks.
25.
Yeah, I've been telling
Seriously,
you all
though.
that. Because I'm saying is
He could.
there's still a lot of development
Hmm.
that can take place. He can still
Yep.
work on his finishing. All these things because okay, he can take on a man, and this man has this ritual where he puts baby oil on his arms before the game, so
Yeah,
that
so they
nobody
can't
can
grab
hold on
onto
to
him.
him. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
he's strong, he's powerful, he's good at holding up the ball, he can get past a player. He does what we want, what we are accustomed to in terms of the old school wingers who are going to
Mm,
run at a man, get past you, make runs, get behind, run at the
hmm.
defender. He's not like these modern day wingers that's going to run at you, then knock you a step over and then cut back and not.
That's
But
so true.
Traore is one of the most direct footballers in the Premier League. You know
Yep,
what he's
yep,
going to do, but you
yep.
can't stop him. He just needs to
Hmm.
work on the end product. That's it. But then say one like Chuck was talking about a lot of his crosses just being, like hopeful crosses into the box. But a lot of them are also very good crosses that nobody gets on the end of them, or they don't finish them.
Okay. We got Aiden here saying too. 5 hosts and only 4 likes. Someone is slacking here. Like the video. Yes, he's right. What y'all doing?
I'm using my
like this
phone.
video. Like
Yeah,
this video.
Memphis is the problem.
I'm
I
using my
know. That's
phone.
visually.
I don't have my
Memphis is the problem.
computer.
You're always the problem, boss.
I don't have my
It's
computer.
because
And you
Wow.
supposed
it's
to you
because we've
supposed to
been on
bring
Jamal for too
Memphis.
long.
Wow.
You're supposed to be the face, bringing in a certain type of person to this show. You're
Wow.
supposed to bring certain kind of people here.
Wow.
All right, not me, but old people like me who got kids and stuff, man.
Wow.
You young and
I
light skinned.
mean,
Anyway, moving
remember,
on.
wait, what?
Memphis young.
uh, you
Nah,
Big
mean?
man,
man 30, you know.
what's
Yeah,
that? I
that's
am
spot on.
I mean,
24, sir.
shout out to O'Neal because you hear the high pitch coming in.
I
I
am
Shout
know.
out to O'Neal.
24. Wow. You want to see my ID?
No, man, I'm good. Nestor is saying Adam have been around too long to still be playing like that. Speed, but not so good technically.
Good
But
point.
okay, but not to prolong this conversation, about it, we know you have the other games to get to. But we know speed kills. We know speed
Yep.
kills. If he goes to a better team or a better manager, because yes, we can say he was at City, he was at what you call Barcelona, but he wasn't
He
really
was
in the first team setup.
no.
When he came to England, he was at Middlesbrough and stuff like that. If he gets
Yep.
a pep, to use more analogy, use more comparison. If he gets a pep like Sterling got a pep, maybe we could see something a better trial because, like you said, he's 25. In 2 years, if he can get to a Sterling level in 2 years, he could still play like that for another 5 and
Pepper
be
playing
good.
at right back. Pepper playing at right back.
I mean, and no disrespect to Wolves, but I would also like to believe at the same time we need to take into consideration that these bigger teams more than likely have better coaches in terms of finishing coaches and these things. So
Right.
you know you can't really rule it out. But Nestor spot on though, because he's been around a while, and this criticism of him in terms of the end product is nothing new. So this is something that he should have been working on as well. Because honestly
That's
speaking,
true.
if Traore had any sort of end product, they Wolves would have probably won all their games.
Joe,
You're
you
right.
said when you were talking earlier about him, I'm being so direct. I immediately I remembered something Gary Neville said recently, because apparently, what's his name? The other speed
Dan
mention we like to
James.
compare. Dan James made some
Yeah,
comments
yeah.
recently, that had people wondering, that he was saying no, he can be himself now, not play so safe. He can be more direct, and I'm like, because then even Gary was making the point that the modern day winger now is a lot different. He's more technical. These guys are scoring goals, yes, but now they're more with the step overs and the trying to beat their man, and it's different as opposed to the old school wingers. I think immediately people like Valencia, that's the most recent winger I can think of at United that I can give that comparison to. You just run down the right hand side and you cross the ball. I mean, you're fast. That's what you do. You never see Valencia doing a step over. You never see Valencia do a snake. The most he push the ball. When he reach the end, he cross. Sometimes he even cross. He basically a shot, say shoot the ball in the goal, and whoever on the other end take the pace and score.
And sometimes simplicity is the best thing in football, to be honest. Because Valencia is a man that the most Valencia might do is kill you with a little drop shoulder and go on. These other wingers so disrespectful right now, right? That man will run, get you from you, stand up and wait for the defender. Just so he can beat you.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
Perfect example. We have one on our team. Pepe sauce, Pepe. Boy, Pepe.
Yeah.
Pepe had too much sauce. Pepe will get past one man, turn up and wait for them just so he can embarrass them again.
And then lose the ball.
But then sometimes that kills the play. That's the thing with the modern day wingers. Because, for example, I remember when everybody was going crazy over Zaha. Zaha does the exact same thing.
He does. He
Sometimes
does.
Zaha does. Sometimes Zaha does way too much.
But you see, the
Right.
fans love that though, because I saw a stat the other day about the top five. I think I told you all this already. Top five people who do nutmegs in Europe, and of course, Neymar, Rashford, Sancho are in the top five. It's like the man just decide. How do you go into a game and just figure, okay, somebody have to get salad today? I mean, you know that you could potentially lose the ball, but you make it a part of who it is. One thing with Shaq Boston smile through the pain. Oh, he doesn't look like he's in
Bro,
pain.
you learn to
No,
cope.
no.
Yeah.
When
You learn
Joe
to
was
cope
talking
with
about
it, bro.
Pepe,
Oh, okay, okay.
No, this
I have
comment
no
will be a
problem with
long
the
time.
skill.
I don't know. This comment will be a long time, Memphis. The man comment. This is the man first
It
comment.
was. It was long time.
I'm
That's
a,
a
I'm a,
long
I'm
time.
a, I'm a happy guy. I'm a happy guy.
what is it?
All right.
International break, so Arsenal could
Memphis,
lose.
you wheel that wild card for the weekend. Talking to you, Memphis. Suka at the
I
top.
mean,
Suka, we're gonna need you. Telling you early, Suka. We need you next show, right? See if we can clear a calendar for tomorrow night. That'd be nice, right? 7:30.
you
Get
get
your
two
thoughts.
wild
You're
cards in
19
fantasy.
points ahead. You're 19 points ahead. Of second place. What much more ahead than of Dro. But still though, second place for sure. That is the Joe. And you see the slight comment that joined there.
Joe
Anyway.
Managa Joe Managa Joe, earlier before you came, I don't know if you were listening, but they were saying that they're bringing in the expert
They,
Sukwa tomorrow to help people like you and Munchie out. You, Munchie, and
Nah,
Mark.
I
I
like how
wasn't
They were
he's
listening.
saying
I
saying.
that.
was
I
driving.
like how he's saying they when
I
he's
was
the one
driving.
who
But
said it.
listen.
Yeah, it
I've
was
said
shock.
this. I've said this already, and I will say it again. The race
Oh,
is
the
not
race
finished.
now for the
Swift.
Swift.
But because the funny thing is now, a lot of smiling people will be
Oh,
crying. A lot of smiling people will be crying people at the end of it all. So, you know, I'm
Lovely
not
okay,
worried.
sir.
confidence.
Okay, sir.
I'm not
Suku
concerned.
say, Suku say definitely. So he will help you out. He will help you how to put every title, how to put a fantasy team together
So the
by
only time I
Jonathan
need help
Suku.
from the only time I actually needed help from Sugo was when we were doing the one for Euros. I'm good. This
Oh, okay.
fantasy, I'm good. Yeah, this
Oh,
You're
is
good
my
at
role.
rem-
I'm good. I'm good.
you might need
I'm good.
help for the Champions League one then.
I'm
Oh,
good.
yes.
uh, yeah,
Oh
we
yeah, I
need
forgot
to
about
do
that.
that. We need to get that
I
started.
forgot about
Let's go back
that.
at the games, guys. Brentford, Brighton. Two teams at the bottom. Two teams that should be at the bottom, based upon the fact that they're small clubs, but they're playing well. They're playing well. All right, the two Brentford, Brighton. Who's winning this guy? This look like a good game.
Brentford.
Look,
Brighton.
I'm excited to see Cucurella, man.
True. I forgot about that. True. But I think Brentford. I think Brentford wins this.
I mean, boy, 2-1 Brentford.
Yeah, I
Tony
think
with the
Brentford
double.
wins this.
Tony
2-1
needs some
Brighton.
goals, man.
3-0
Brentford
All right,
Brighton.
see,
going home.
I love the fact that we don't know what it is. That's the way it should be. All right, let's go over to Southampton, West Ham. Southampton, West Ham.
What's some o'clock them man?
Southampton,
Southampton
West
sad.
Ham. That should be a good game.
Listen,
9
they call
9-0 West Ham.
no, come on, relax no man, stop the people and so. 4-2. 4-2 West Ham.
West Ham. As long as
Oh wow.
Antonio score a hat trick and he's in my fantasy team, fine by me.
Charles,
I
been
rate
around the
Valencia
season.
highly.
Been around the
Real old
season. I
school
forgot
winger.
this already.
Who? Oh, Benrahma. Okay. I didn't finish that one there. Where is it? Yeah, there we go. Uh, when he gets it out there, just no Rooney at the end of the cross. Yeah, I know that one season
Yep.
Rooney had 30 something goals that season. He's just pure spam crosses from from Valencia on the right hand side. All right, good night to you as well, man. Good night, good night.
Listen.
All right.
So like how United have Ronaldo right now, that man say want to be sacked and say there's a good one doing and say boy Ronaldo somewhere in there. And just swing that.
I
Any
know,
will
right?
do,
Just
Joe.
like
And just swing that.
it
Any
works.
will do.
We finally have someone that can head the ball besides Cavani. Cavani was the only one that could head the ball. Nobody else can head the
Oh
ball.
boy.
See these dudes, man. These young wingers these days, man. How can you not head a ball, but you can do a snake? Explain that to me. No.
It's
How you can
what?
snake, but can't head a ball? Which is
Because
the more
the
difficult skill? I
the
just want
ball
to
is
know.
more likely at your feet. It's more often more words. is more at your feet or more often. I have no idea
No,
what
but I
I'm
mean,
saying.
there's an aerial part to the game. You cross the ball, you head anyway. All
Easy
right.
for Snake, man. Easy for Snake.
I think I
The ball
think
on the ground, gravity on your side.
Yeah.
Aiden is spot on. Yeah, most of these wingers are going into street football type of play,
True.
skills,
True.
technical ability, and passing. Because I
Exactly.
think
True.
I heard
all that.
Sancho with
Yep.
what you call it, with Rio, and he was saying
Yeah.
that's how he grew up. So that's how
Yep.
he grew up. Zaha,
Yep.
same kind of way.
Yeah, same
Yep.
thing.
Yep,
True.
yep, yep, yep. That's so true.
And
All
I think
right.
the pages,
Sugo here saying Sia, the king is back. Looking forward to seeing him in the PL once again. From a purely neutral perspective, it's good when CR7 is back in the Prem.
He
It
didn't go
raises
to a
the
farmers
profile of the
league.
Premier League. You know, what is that?
He didn't go to a farmers league.
Yeah, yeah, the sixth best league in the world. Number six. Number six. Wow. All right, let's go to Leicester. Man. Let's go Chelsea. Nah. Sorry. Let's do Everton Burnley. Let's knock off Everton Burnley. Everton Burnley. Everton Burnley is the game. We'll come back to some of those other games. Just knocking off some of the lower profile games. I want to see Everton win this game. Burnley have been playing very good lately. Guys, is this Burnley's year? Is this the year where they finally get relegated? Because they're
Yes.
not scoring a lot of goals.
And they're
according to
not defending
Memphis,
properly.
they brought in Cornet, however it's
Mm,
pronounced.
yeah,
He could make it a different type of profile than what we're used to seeing from Burnley. So I think
yeah.
he adds a different element, a surprising element to his play, or he
Mm,
complements. What was his name? Who I think should get a bigger move to a bigger club. Dwight McNeil. I think Mike
ooh,
McNeil on one side, or I think Conan probably sometimes he plays left back. So if he
Hmm.
plays wing, he's on one side and McNeil's on the other side. I think they could be dangerous going forward, putting some good crosses. And Burnley can Chris Wood, Ashley Barnes, Vidra, they're good in
yeah,
the ear.
Yep. Yep.
yeah. But what I remember, I remember Stoke City, and they were known for the team to play similarly like how
Hmm.
Burnley are playing now.
Burnley.
And then
Hmm.
eventually they decided to bring in a manager to change the system. You know,
Hmm.
Right.
And
um,
then got relegated.
true.
Yep.
But the point being is that do Burnley say, you know what, we're going to stick with this system? We never really make top four, top five, or top 10, but we never get relegated either. Should they keep the system or should they change it up and try something new? New manager. What y'all
Burnley,
think?
I mean,
Mm,
Burnley have finished in the top half of the table before. So I do think that they're thinking that, what, with quality, then they can get back challenging for the 10th spot. I think
Yeah.
they can't really expect anything higher than that. I think they
Mm,
should stick with Sean Dyche. This is his last year in his contract, though. I think they should stick with
mm,
him, and I think good things can happen. They already know the system. Just go out
yeah,
and play.
the
38
True.
games.
system. Yep,
yeah,
yep.
but
All
everybody
right.
else knows the system by now,
I
so.
want to go have a Joe Dart.
Okay, let's
Underneath the
talk
direct
Leeds
attack.
Liverpool. Let's talk Leeds Liverpool now. Leeds Liverpool is another game. A lot of FPL owners are putting Rafinha in their team. He could
You
be a
better
threat
take
in
him
this
back
game.
out.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
I was just about to say
You
he
better
can't
take
play
him
this
back
game
out. Can't
because of
play.
the whole Brazil drama.
yeah, and then we got Jota as well too. Jota is looking to start this game. Someone saying because of what happened with Firmino. So in a game like this, easy win for Liverpool, or they're gonna have to work for it.
I mean, no Leeds game is easy unless you're Manchester United. So,
Okay,
um,
Memphis.
plus I think
Scoreline here.
this fixture last game it was like what 4-3 or something like that.
It's gonna be goals. It should be. Hopefully, it is. It'll be a good game for the neutrals.
Yeah,
And Shaq can
this is
muted.
what started off the
Mm,
season last season. Actually, this was the
Mm,
first
yep,
game.
yep, yep. Well,
so
Crazy
Leeds
game too.
wanted to kind of show themselves, and Liverpool had to prove that they still, they are who they are. So you never know. It could be a boring game though. Leeds can't afford to lose this, man. They have lost enough games already for the
But
first few games.
I think this is one of the games Leeds get spanked though. To be
I
honest,
don't think Leeds
Mm,
care about that though. They
they
get
don't.
spanked away from home. They're at home now.
Uh, Okay. All right. All right. So
Andre,
that's
give
that.
me penalty in this, please.
You want somebody give you a penalty, boy.
I'm going
Chelsea
for drawing
versus
this
Aston
game,
Villa.
sir.
Draw?
Sorry, I was
Draw?
muted.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. All right,
So
let's
I think
talk
Liverpool.
Chelsea,
I think
Aston
Liverpool
Villa.
win that 3-1 Liverpool.
Ooh,
I
okay.
say 3-2 Leeds.
3-2 Leeds. Yeah, I'm gonna
Hmm.
stick with the draw too. I think Leeds may tighten up the shop. Let's move to Chelsea, Aston Villa. How many goals Lukaku getting this season in the
22.
Prem? Not all
18.
competitions, just the Prem.
Oh,
Look,
23.
I know he
yeah.
definitely gets in double digits. It's just not knowing how much exactly. But I also feel like while we're going to talk about um the goals, I feel like he's gonna have a lot of assists, or so to speak, pre-assists
Mm.
because of how good his hold up game is.
So who do you play off of him? Who's the best peer to play off of him?
Werner.
Okay, we got Werner.
Yeah. Honestly speaking, I think Werner would be I've been saying this since they even had the first link. I was telling them Lukaku coming in takes pressure off of Timo Werner, and Timo
Mm,
Werner can strike so much off of Lukaku. For example, you see
yeah,
that ball the other day against Liverpool when Lukaku held it up and played it off to Kovacic.
yeah,
I
yeah.
honestly think Werner scores that. Honestly, I
Good
think he
point.
does.
Good point. Good point.
And then people like Havertz and Mount are always making those runs too. So
Mm-hmm.
like Lukaku is just the perfect piece.
But between Pulisic, Mount, Havertz, and Werner, can't play all of them behind him. So you have to find the right balance. And sometimes I feel like Pulisic always gets to be the last one picked. You know, and maybe he doesn't deserve it. But we'll leave that to Chelsea fans, and Suka, he can let us know what that's about. You know, on the other
I
side
mean,
with Aston
Tunchel did
Villa,
kind
though.
of tell us so. Tunchel kind
Mhm.
of said in a smart way. I remember there was an
Yeah.
interview where they were talking about Pulisic, and he kind of said in a smart way that you basically have some players that is just better and more impactful off of the bench when they were talking about Pulisic.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, he's not wrong. It's just that what player wants to keep playing off the bench? Like me, the bench man. I'll come off the bench.
I
I'm
mean,
a registered super
Ollie
sub.
did it for years.
Yeah, he had a choice. That's why.
Exactly. Look at him
Yeah.
now. He's managing Cristiano Ronaldo. The bench has its
Yeah.
benefits.
I mean, if you love the game and then you always want to start. You always want to start. But I mean, at what point do you say to yourself, look, right, the guys ahead of me are better than me. I'm not going to start. No matter how hard I train, no matter what I do, I'm just not going to start. Do you stay in that team to hope they get injured, or do you go to a different team? You know, if I were Pulisic, I'd go somewhere where they appreciate me.
Which
But
is weird.
well,
That's true.
that's a good question.
Which
That's
other
a good
team he
question.
making?
That's a good question. So Danny, you're not banging in a goal on Chelsea, no upset here.
Nah.
Okay. All right. There you go. Let's talk Man United Newcastle. All right. Of course, everybody's talking about CR7 being back. But yeah, we can't forget, say Maximilian. That's it. Is it
Say
Maximilian? No,
Maximan.
yeah, there we go. He got a lot of tricks, and if United play that high line, he could exploit it. So he might
Also
just mess up
part of
this.
Maguire. Oh boy.
He might just mess up the CR7 party. All right, which is what Newcastle are coming to Old Trafford to do. Do we see a last minute goal from Cristiano Memphis to save the day?
Yeah,
Scored straight for the
After
end
Maguire
in the
gave a
90th
goal,
minute.
most likely.
2-1.
Um
Cristiano winner.
uh well, based on the fact that the crowd is back, I think all the factors are in play for Old
Mm,
Trafford to be up and buzzing,
mm,
especially if Ronaldo does start. So I
mm.
think the crowd would more be on our side. Newcastle players would have nerves because they haven't been the best at defending this season.
That's very true.
So,
Mm.
but my thoughts. Maguire still in the back line, so I'm going 4-1 United. Plus, I think
Okay. Four.
we've beaten Newcastle 4-1 each of the last few seasons. So
True. With the last game, they scored first, and then it was 1-1
And then they
for a
get
while,
fixed.
and then we just kind of just scored 3 goals in 15 minutes. So,
Pogba
but
love
though,
Pogba love Newcastle.
yeah, he plays. We tends to play well versus them too.
Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka scored in the last fixture against Newcastle. So we'll see if that happens again. Alrighty then. Shaq, from an Arsenal perspective, what do you think? What's this game? Newcastle winning?
Um, well, it's one a tricky one because I think that the crowd factor is going to be is well will push the United players forward. Like
Sure.
you said, I think that leaves space at the back. I think Saint Maximum will feed off something like that. They're attacking and the space that he'll be afforded. I think he should be able to exploit it. Uh,
Mm,
he and Wilson, they can at least score a goal. So I still think United will win this game. Still think
okay.
United win 2-1. 2-1 United.
2-1. A couple people says Bruno have a move when he see Ronaldo O'Neal saying here, Bruno not bring no trophy at United yet for have some kind of say. I think you're talking about penalties, I assume. Everybody's wondering who's going to take the penalties. Ronaldo, I'm sure they've already talked about it. Two Portuguese guys sit down and say, I take the penalties. But
I
the other guy's
mean,
like, well, I'm Cristiano. So what do
Yeah,
you do?
Bruno. I
You
think
know?
Bruno would give Ronaldo the penalties gladly. Like they play Portugal together. Ronaldo takes the penalties. I doubt that would
Yeah,
be an issue.
you're right. It shouldn't be a problem.
Bruno would probably tell him I'm taking free kicks.
That's what
Yeah,
I heard too. Rio said the
that's
same
fine.
thing. Rio said the same thing. I take the free kicks, and you can take the penalties. Okay, all right. Let's go on and move over to Leicester Man City. What's happening here? This should be Omega 5-0. Wow. Okay, maybe we can tell us
Wow.
who to start in our fantasy. Leicester versus Man City. Okay,
So with it,
I like this game because Leicester's been Man City's bogey team for a while now. What is the prediction of this? This is
Vardy
in the
hat trick
past you would
again.
come and say 5-0. 5. No, it happen again? No?
Nah, it's not one of those confident 5-0 games.
Okay, you
But
matured now. All right, cool.
but because the reason why I said it every time we play against Leicester, it's always a tricky game when we play them.
Mhm,
But I mean, Mendy
mhm,
and Ake not in the team this
mhm.
time. That normally causes trouble. But even self per se, I think we can still come out with the victory. Depends on how we've been playing football so far. So I go with at least a 3-1 victory to City.
So what about this right here from Jaleel saying Edison and Jesus outcasted in goal?
I, I don't have a problem. The goat is in the goal. I am in
The
Carson
who?
we trust. The goat is in the goal. Did I stutter? I think not.
wait, who's the
He
goat?
thinks not. He thinks not.
Okay.
Just for clarity, man, who's the goat?
Scott Carson is the goat.
Jesus. It's
Okay.
Jesus.
All
Okay,
right.
well,
You can
Kyle,
out of the
Kyle Walker
cheeses
gonna
too
goal
after
keep.
Leicester back.
Kyle Walker keep it.
Why
Must be.
you don't stop worrying about the team and worry about Ollie trying to bring a title to Old Trafford. And stop worrying about where my
yo,
That's
yeah, them man,
fire.
hey, yo, them man sassy over there.
That's
Right,
fire.
Uh, all right, Walker goal 3-1 way. Everyone should come in there to say that. Is there any actual chance of Leicester win this game, guys? Like for real?
Yeah, if Ake
Yeah, for
plays.
sure.
if Ake
Mm,
plays. But other than that, Soyuncu has been ridiculously poor. And he got a
mm,
red card the other day on international duty too. So
mm.
I see City running three. Yeah, I think 3-0 is a good score
Three
line.
nil.
3-0.
So no Vardy. I mean, Iheanacho's been informed. Vardy is Vardy. No
Ian
goals.
Nacho
I mean,
hasn't started for the season.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Ian, actually, informer
what are we
can't
talking
get
about?
game. The man in the
I
season
know,
so
right?
strong, I can't get game.
just
Leicester
reminder
for me.
all the other kicking up, KDB and Foden is back. So don't get too
True.
excited.
Good point. Good point.
For
They're
me, for
back.
me,
Do they?
for me, Leicester's been underwhelming this season too. I watched the game not last week, just before the international break versus Norwich. I mean, in
Yeah.
my opinion, they are underwhelming. I'm not seeing that same Leicester that I was excited to watch over the years. So that's why I'm not tipping them to
Mm,
win this game. I think City should be dominant in this game.
okay. Arsenal versus Norwich. Some calling it, Munchie specifically, the
The relegation
relegation
battle.
battle down there.
Right?
Shaq, you know what question I'm going to ask? I have to ask it because everybody's thinking it. All right. If you lose this game, is that it for Arteta?
Why everybody keep talking about Arteta? Why is Arteta the name on your lip?
It's the name I live because if you lose your first 4 games as your manager, and the fourth game is the Norwich City that everybody predicts to get relegated, then that means that something's wrong with how you're managing the team.
The
That's
first
what
game
this,
was
I
that's what this
Brentford.
being said.
but
So this being said. This is being said by the
right,
naysayers. What do you see
right, but you
today?
should repeat a lot of the nonsense that you're hearing, Josh.
Mm,
I know, but it's
Really.
on the people's lips. It's on the
Really.
people's
But
lips. They want to know.
okay, to be fair, if he loses this game, I think this is it will be a whole ton of pressure on his head. Whole ton of
Okay.
pressure on his head. I've been saying, guys, the players have a part to play in this, and rightfully so, because I think when they step across the line, now it's for them to do what they because we know there's a plan. It's for them to
Mm,
for them to put the plan into play. But he would
mm.
be under so much pressure. He'd be under so much pressure if he loses this game. With that in mind, we're gonna beat these guys. We're gonna beat these guys.
Okay.
We're
Okay.
gonna beat these guys heavily. Oh, heavily
Oh,
so.
The word
yo,
came out.
let me get a
Whatever it is. The
full
word is
screen.
cursed now, but
Let me get
Yeah,
a
still.
the
full
full screen.
screen.
I can do it
Yeah,
myself.
I
I
want
will
a
take it
full
down. I'm gonna
screen.
say the bang have to will beat Norwich heavily. Shout out to you,
Okay.
Reed, but we gonna beat them heavily, man. Definitely.
Raise the bar.
Look, Shaq, I gotta say this though, right? When you started to talk about what you're gonna do to Norwich, it's just like a ton of people just came into the show at the same time, boy. So maybe you should just
Yeah.
need to just speak more about Norwich because it's like everybody be waiting for you to talk about Norwich, and
No
then you
man,
go clip yourself as well.
everybody hates on Arsenal, because they know how great of a team Arsenal have been through the years. To
Mm,
see their demise now is a good thing to
mm,
see. But wants to
mm,
see the empire crumble. They want the
mm.
empire crumble, but it won't happen. It
Yo.
won't happen.
Okay,
I saw a
David,
tweet,
you
and Joe,
think so?
I'll let you in after this. I saw
Well,
a
let me-
tweet
yeah.
earlier this week. Somebody
Mhm.
said the season starts this Saturday. The nothing part for the all or nothing series, we've had that already. Now it's the all.
Mm.
Now
Ah,
it's the all. And yeah, I can clip that too now. I'm gonna give myself a solo. Yeah, I can clip that too. This weekend starts the all or nothing documentary that Arsenal
mm,
producing this season. And we
mm.
gonna
So the
see.
nothing
We're going to
done.
see.
The nothing done now, and it's time for the all. Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
we done knock out the nothing, the Josh. No more
Okay,
nothing today. Just
you
Talking
heard
big
it, folks.
checks.
You heard it. You know,
Oh
but you're
boy.
right, the hit is strong. David Emmanuel says, "Run it up." Arsenal 5-0 Norwich. From his point, he's like, "Well, I'm not hitting." He's saying, "We back." He's an Arsenal fan. But Ami just says though, 2-0. 2-0. And then Munchie as usual comes and says 2-0. I mean,
Um,
murder, you know.
in in all fairness though, in all
Uh-huh.
fairness, there's no Jacques in the team, so Arsenal will actually play proper football now. They'll actually
Mm.
play Lukanga.
There might be no Lukonga.
Oh, yikes. Well,
Yikes.
you
yeah,
know,
Maitland 9.
true,
Who
he's
wants
still
to play
alive.
midfield? See
Yeah,
me
yeah,
run
yeah.
ball.
That's if Arteta plays him. But
True. So
even
true.
without, I think based on how I've seen Norwich defend this season, this is actually Arsenal's game. Like,
And
this is
and
their 3 points. I
and
mean,
more and
if
more.
if they if they do lose, I'm sorry,
Wow.
but that'd be the funniest thing ever.
I know, right? I have to watch this
That would
game.
be the
I legit,
funniest.
I'm looking forward to this game so much, right?
But
I mean,
as
No,
Saka
you know what I'm
scored.
looking forward
Saka
to most?
scored. Good.
What I'm looking forward to most is just to see most of the squad back
Mm.
playing together.
Isn't
That
Party
the
back?
entire
Party's back,
Finally.
right?
squad.
Yeah,
Part is
Party
back
is
in
back.
training.
Gabriel is there.
Gabriel is
White
back.
is there.
Yeah. Ben White is
Lukanga.
back.
Yo,
Lukanga
it's
might
a
be
clean
out.
sheet now.
Yeah, Lukanga might be out
What?
because of what happened. And
What?
then
So I could
what's
put
his
Ben
name?
White in my squad.
Smithrow was sick, so he might be out as well.
Yeah.
But yo, for the
Yeah.
most part, right? For the most part,
Mm-hmm.
there's no excuse to lose this game. You understand? If Arteta loses this game,
Hmm.
I'm not saying that Arteta out because as I told you from the start, I said I'd give him 10 games into the season, and I don't know if this man is cursed, but something just always seems to go wrong. A vital player gets injured, then somebody gets sick, and it's just always
No, no.
something.
Before Shaq, I'm sorry, Joe. I just gotta say this, and you can continue. If you get 4-0 from Norwich, how can you not blame Arteta?
And
Because
that's where I was
Arteta
going
ain't
to come
on the
in.
field.
Joe said, if Arteta manages to lose this game, why is it not? If Arsenal manages to lose this game, you're telling me if Arteta picks your preferred team, Joe, your preferred team, and let's just say a ball is played over the top, and there's a stupid back pass from Tierney, one of our favorites, so we would all want him to start. From Tierney, lets in Pookie scores 1-0. The game done, so we lose. We blaming Arteta for that.
Yeah,
Arsenal fans will
Right
probably
there.
blame
yeah.
Leno.
At the end of the day, right?
Right
Shock
there.
reality is
Hey, they cold on.
at the end of the day, the result. When the team win, I praise the manager. When the team
No,
lose,
me
the
no back
manager
that.
should get
Me no back
criticized
that.
too. Now here,
Me no back that.
mute your mic, hold.
Mm-mm.
When
Wow,
the team win,
that man
we praise
large.
the manager, right? When the team loses, the manager deserves criticism. If you're trying to tell me that at Arsenal Football Club, and when I'm a small team at Arsenal Football Club, you don't lose your first 3 games of the season, and the manager cannot get the team up enough to go out there go bang Norwich. That just above her because they score 1 goal. Then questions need for answer. And again, I'm not saying
Bro,
Arteta, but there still has to be some sort of criticism against Arteta, because also if you check under Arteta, most, if not most, almost all the games, once we go down, we do not come back and win the game. So that's the team fault alone. The
um,
manager has a
Good
part
what
to
point.
you
play with
mean,
it.
Joe? What you mean, Joe? When you look at the
A lot of the
situation,
games
when
that
you
we
look at the
go into,
situation in most times,
no, hold.
go
A
ahead.
lot of the games we go into, if we go into a game halftime down, majority of the games we don't win. We don't pull back. We either lose or draw. What you trying to tell me Arteta can't find one good enough pep speech for going to motivate the man and them? And
But
at
when
the
you're
end of
trying
the
to
day,
tell me, when you're trying to tell me Arteta be one cheerleader, that's the way you want Arteta to be. And I have big man on the field that's supposedly, and some of them pan 350 a week and so. And Miss Sitter can't make them proper run, can't make them pass. And Arteta supposed to go up on the field. Arteta done his playing career.
yeah, but we
Arteta
have
supposed to go up
big
on the
man.
field and make the pass.
We have the same big men on the field who we have seen play better, and we have seen perform. The same big men and them. We've seen them perform under Arteta. We've also seen them play poorly. And if there is a
Right.
consistent run, if there is a consistent run of poor form, the manager has to get some sort of criticism.
And
Has to.
I'm not against him getting some sort of criticism. You said if Arteta manages to lose this game, I'm saying that don't sound like some sort of criticism. I'm saying that it's not all on Arteta, because if we go into that game and we create 13 chances and we score none, that's not on the manager. The manager's plan is in effect. They still need to go there and put the ball in the back of the net.
The reality is, in that job, when the team win, you get praise. When the team lose, you get criticized. Arteta know what he was signing for under that line. There is no
And I'm
excuse.
not.
And again, I never say, and the thing is, no, you are defending it as if I'm saying Arteta out. In a matter, if it's because of a mistake, or if the team goes out there and loses, then Arteta has to be blamed in some way because then they say that Arteta overcoached them while Tierney play bad pass backwards instead of go forward with the ball. Some sort of
But
criticism you
Joe,
have,
when you
and
hear
you know
things like
this.
that, you don't see that as nonsense. You won't take something like that and think that that's making sense. After to overcoach you, so you make a bad pass.
I think we
So
need an Arsenal show.
sometimes,
No, no, no. I'm
sometimes
loving this, man. Let me get to the
sometimes
fans though.
sometimes it does make sense because a lot of times when you see them man go backwards, they can go forward with the ball. And
Well,
you
the
cannot
fans
tell
are
me
loving
you watch
this.
you cannot tell me you watch the same Arsenal and you could tell me that a lot of times you see them man go backwards that clear passes out in front that they can play the pass. Because me and you have had these discussions.
Yeah,
Me
but
and
then
you have
Joe,
had
who?
these
So
discussions.
you're telling me because I have a specific clip. I saw a specific clip in the Manchester City game. We did that same play when we scored. I think Pepe crossed the ball when we beat them in the FA Cup. We did the same thing. We did the same thing, and we did it against Liverpool in the Community Shield as well. When Bellerin got the ball, he made that pass forward. We fast forward to Cedric, just the game versus Man City. He got the ball in that very same position. The pass was forward. He passed the ball back. So whose fault is that?
I mean, whose fault is that shot? The players are
Okay,
going about this.
guys, let me get the fans in. Let the fans are enjoying this. I don't want to stop you out really though, but Jaleel here is fine. This is the funniest thing ever, But O'Neill
Yeah, right.
says, "Shaq, if it's one thing I don't realize, but you're married. No girl could stand." All right, Munchie says, "Me go buy Timo and triple captain E. Oh Lord,
You do that, bro.
Munchy, me
You
pay
do
for see
that.
that.
He
Me
just
pay
says
for
I
see
could
that,
do a
Munchy.
I
How much
would.
is
I
Wow.
would pay money to see that. I could do a better job than Arteta. Wow.
No, you
No,
don't.
Um,
no, he
uh,
just been
Relax.
saying
Relax.
craziness for the whole night.
he
They
has.
check.
For your confidence hide in the World Trade Center. Let me see. And now, yeah, upset. Shaq. He says if Manchester United don't come top four, Oli is getting the sack. That's very
Jalil,
true. I think
Jalil made a comment here where
that.
the comment about Lampard.
Okay, I'm gonna get into that in a second. So a lot of comments here. Um, Manager play a big part. Look at Tuchel. It's a good point. I think he's leaning towards the point that more. Well, I'm listening to you guys, and I guess the question I would draw from that, and I think the fans are wondering too, is who gets more of the blame? Obviously, the coach has to get some part of the blame. The players have to get some part of
Have
the
to get
blame.
some part
I
of the
think
blame,
Shaq
correct?
is saying. I think Shaq is making that point that you have to get some blame, right? Because we work in the play work, you have to put the
Mhm.
ball in the net and then you miss. But then I think Joe is also saying too that you are putting out these teams, you're training them, you're putting in the work with the players, the conditioning. It's your team.
Mhm.
Why other coaches can come in, get the job done, but then you can't get the job done with the team. So again, who gets more of the blame is really the question. 60-40, 55-45, 70-30. Who gets more of the blame? That's the question.
Can I jump in
I
on
see
this
you.
one
Defense.
after?
Go ahead, Moy. Talk to me. I think you wanted to say something earlier.
Okay, yeah, I was saying because I listened to this topic earlier and they was talking about the same Arsenal situation. And they were saying, you really see these fans putting the blame on the players because it's easier to let go of your manager than let go of all the
Our full
deadwood
squad of
players
players.
in,
True.
in your squad. You know, I understand, I
Mm,
get what Shaq and Joe, both of them, where they're coming from because even so, if we
yeah.
look, there's certain times that you look at it like it's not the manager's fault at all, and you can
Agreed.
clearly see the players go out there and do not perform because even stuff like a Man City's perspective, in the Chelsea, in the Champions League finals last season, I would put blame on Pep for that. But the loss this
I
season
agree.
against Tottenham, I would put it solely on the players because you clearly didn't see the players didn't perform, didn't do any running, and you can see in these individual efforts that the players are accustomed to do, and then when you're looking at them, they don't accustomed to do it. So then at that time, I guess it depends on how the game is going, and you have to see, you can look and see, okay, the manager made that tactical decision, or these players that we know are accustomed to give 100, they are giving 40 and 50% that game.
Mm,
So I
mm,
know there's a lot of let me bias is the word. It could be used bias as the manager. You get most of the blame, or then honestly the players have to get a lot of blame on it and take it upon themselves and just change it also.
It's funny you say that, and I want to get you guys in because this is a really good topic. Jalil's saying Lampard says these players ain't ready. Tuchel took the same team, won the CL. When he said that, and when you said what you said, Moy, what came to my mind immediately was Rashford and Marino. And if y'all remember the scenario, Memphis would probably know better. There was a scenario where Rashford missed a very easy chance during the Marino era, and Marino get up and go on the field and raise his hand like, what am I supposed to do with that? Y'all tell me play the youngster. Y'all say I don't develop youngsters. The
Mhm.
ball is there. I started, he didn't finish. I'm supposed to be the one to finish that. That was Marino's case, basically. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? And I remember they talking to Rashford afterwards. Like, how do you feel about that? That your coach get up and do something like that to the whole stadium. But then now you look at it differently now. You bring Ollie in now, and Ollie basically says, look, Rashford, you're my guy. And then Rashford scores 20-something goals that season. So then now, was it the player? Is Rashford's fault he didn't do the tap in? But then was it the coach? Because then Ollie comes a season after and gets the best out of Rashford. So what is it really? It's a fine, fine
No,
line there. It's a fine
Rashford
line.
still missed at the important moments,
Mm-hmm.
so it's still the same
Yeah,
Rashford.
Rashford is just that. Rashford is just that type of player. I guess he's just that type of player. But see, with this whole Arteta thing, like, as soon as you start as soon as you start to criticize certain things, it's like Shaq has this voice in his head that all he hears you saying is Arteta out. But that's not the case because I would like to believe that I have come on here, me and you have had discussions that I have criticized these players relentlessly because I still think that we have players in the squad that are not good enough. But and then for example, you paint the scenario where you're saying, oh, let's say Tierney makes a bad pass backwards, and then it happens to turn into a goal. Oh, you can't blame Arteta. It's easy to paint out that scenario, but then okay, we've lost our first 3 games of the season, right? Of those 3 games, let's do a comparison against Wolves. Wolves haven't won the game either, but Wolves fan watch those games and can go home and say, boy, it's rough. We had some big teams to play. It didn't go according to plan, but you can see that the players went out there and they played. They did well. It was just unlucky. You can't say that for none of the Arsenal games. None of them. We did not show up
So,
against Brentford. We did not
so
show up
Joe,
against
Joe, are
Chelsea.
you saying that a
We did not
tactical
show up against.
deficiency or a player deficiency?
It's both. It's the two of them. Because in
And
this
that's my
situation,
point. That's my point.
but then Shaq, that has always been my point. You were basically saying that if we lose like that, then you can't blame Arteta. You could just blame the players. The two of them, the two set of people forget blame. These are professional players that are getting ridiculous wages to go out and perform. Right? The coach is also being paid to coach these players to go out and play to the best of their ability. And when things are not working, he's being paid to make adjustments.
You're right.
So the two of them
Okay,
forget
we'll close
blame.
at this point with
But
some of the
but I
things.
think that's what I was saying, Joe. That the two of them
All right,
supposed to
so
get the blame.
all right.
But
Well,
you
O'Neill
started.
thinks at the
Sorry,
end of the
Josh.
day.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, Anil says at the end of the day, Arteta forget the blame. And Julie says he has 2 transfer windows and teams still like the same team. That's his fault. And he comes back and says months now, Xhaka do crap and had to give him a new contract. Aubameyang getting 300K a week is down to Arteta as well. Always like Arteta, but dog, he showed me he probably doesn't have a clue. He brought William as well. Arsenal should go for that old BVB coach. All right, and he gives the name right here. Okay, so I mean, look, highly anticipated game. I'm looking forward to it. A lot of varying views on that, and it's not just for Arsenal, but it's for all teams. You know, whose fault is
Oh,
it if
let
Lukaku
me
doesn't
let me
score 20
interject there,
something
Josh.
goals?
Let me
Good.
interject there. Despite everything I said, right,
Mm-hmm.
I still expect us to go out there and beat Norwich City heavily,
Okay.
like
I
You
Shaq
miss
said.
I
expect.
miss
But I
Jamal.
just needed to make my point.
True.
I
Can
needed.
And
somebody
you
wake
you
up
I
you
ex-
made
Jamal?
it.
I
You made your
expect us to
point.
go out there and beat them heavily.
Okay, all right. Well, you heard a lot of heavilies tonight, and Saturday, 11th of September, 10 a.m. This game is going to be played, and I'm definitely going to be tuning into that game. United game is the same time, so I'm going to see if I can try and watch them at the same time. But I have to see this game because if it's 2-0 halftime, boy, I don't know, boy. For
If
either
Arsenal
team.
lose this game, they turn off the phone.
Oh, no.
Yo,
I know
Right,
Memphis is going to have a
we're
happy
gonna have
day.
to remove
Yeah.
Munchie from the group.
right now, me tired.
Oh,
Me can't go work.
can you
Me get
imagine
stressed for 8
Munchie
hours.
if
For go home
Arsenal
a weekend
lose?
time, I get stressed
Munchie
from the
can send
team.
about
Oh
100
man.
picture dog.
I know. I
Yo, I had to clear up
literally,
my
I
gallery
agree.
the other day, dog. Yo.
I did too. Memphis know what I mean, man. I had to go through and just be
Yo.
like, to my phone is just like, you sure you want to delete all these pictures? Like, yes, okay. Punchy, this, like, what the
And
heck?
the thing is, no, it's mostly Arsenal bands, like.
Yeah, he put in a good one today, man. He put in a good one today. He tried
No,
balance it.
no, that wasn't
Yeah,
balanced. Fergie retired in 2030 when Wenger stopped coach Arsenal.
I know,
That,
but come
that
on, man.
come
I
on
was
now.
I was gonna say that, but why go down that
Yo,
road?
let's put some respect on the legendary Arsene Wenger name,
He
right?
is.
Yeah,
Give
he's
the nigga
good,
some
but
respect.
Put
to
some
say he
respect
win
on the
Put some
man name.
respect.
10
No,
more
he's not good.
game
He's
8
great.
years after.
He's great. Put some respect on the man name, please and thank you. Yeah? All right.
Oh man! All right, Jolie says here, Shaq win, Arsenal win or lose. That is so true. Man, back your team, 100%. You know one thing
Arsenal
about
win.
Shaq boy, Shaq loyal. I know the boy. I give it that to Shaq boy. He loyal for
So
sure.
you're saying
And
Yo,
Duran
me just
Jamal
love my
on?
team now. Me love my team now. I mean, in most times when me and Joe, when we
he
talk
used to get in
privately,
trouble.
I get. Okay, let me put it this way. I understand Joe better when we talk privately on WhatsApp.
Oh, so this is just a facade for the show.
I say I understand him better. Maybe it's
Hey,
more
No,
clarity.
earthquake. That's how we're
More
going.
earthquake.
clarity.
The table is shit.
Yo, y'all feel earthquake?
Whoa! I just
Yeah,
felt
man.
it.
Yeah,
What
the
what
top of the shake
earthquake?
like a while.
I
Yo,
feel
that was
nothing.
What?
shaking heavily,
That's
bro.
just the preparation for Norwich, man. That's cool.
I feel
Yo,
nothing.
Heavily,
I
you
don't
say?
know.
what's
What y'all
just
talking
happened
about?
going on?
What y'all talking
Yo,
about?
The
The
earthquake,
Yo,
my
outside of the
things
my
are
team,
whole
shaking like
we
crazy.
my
just
That's
have
whole
all.
room was
made.
shaking like crazy.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't.
yeah.
I have no idea what y'all talking about. So
it
I
was an
silent.
earthquake, Memphis.
I ain't feel nothing.
Just look at Memphis. Just go on your WhatsApp and you probably see everybody talking about
Everybody
No
is
Exactly.
scratch.
earthquake.
You
The
feel that?
phone is going
Feel
crazy
that?
me.
right now.
I just got a message. Somebody asking if it was an
Yeah,
earthquake.
me too.
Example.
And look, thing say, he feel it too.
Wow. Yeah, well, just so for people who watch this overseas, we just had a little we had a tremor. Well, I know it's an earthquake.
Yeah, a
We had a
tremor.
tremor right here in Antigua.
I must live on
So
another part of the
everybody
island.
is,
What's it? Everybody WhatsApp
yeah.
contact.
Memphis live in a rich part.
I
For
What
them, the
what?
foundation don't
I
shake.
know how Memphis didn't feel that.
I
But
For
didn't
them,
know
the
that.
country
foundation
feel that.
reinforced.
But you.
Remember Memphis
Wow.
live in the sky tower, you know?
They take
Wow.
Yeah,
above
man.
ground.
Wow.
Oh man. All right. But yeah.
They kill me.
If she shake the
So only if she shake the bed, I'm
oh
problem that.
man.
I used to go to get shake the bed.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh wow.
Only
Okay.
I used to shake the bed in the dark.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
Let's go
goodness.
back to
Anyway,
PG-13.
yeah, let's do
Watch it. People say the only week thing I do that after dark show, man.
yeah,
Go sit by you and Joe.
O'Neal and Julia just put some stuff there in the stuff that we can't even give to the fans, right? The kids in them can't watch that. All right. But there we go. Members live in the World Trade Center.
Oh, night this man is on well tilted to that.
Yo, yo, and the thing is now, we're in September now. You should probably stop.
Yeah,
It's
that's
tomorrow,
true.
isn't it?
No, it's Saturday.
Day
No, the day
after.
No,
after.
it's
Day
11,
after.
11.
Day
11.
after.
2 days.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
wild.
Okay, yeah. So we weren't expecting that at all. But Arsenal fans say it's what's to come on
That's the
Saturday.
preparation.
It's the preparation. And that's true now. Tremors tend to come before a
Don't say
major.
that, Josh. You know I'm feeling more shit tonight.
Sometimes, not all the time, and not usually in Antigua we tend to have that. But in some countries, yeah, you get the tremors and then you get the big one. So then, when Aubameyang score a hat trick on Saturday at 10 o'clock, then
or
y'all
when
know it's
Pookie score a
starting.
hat trick. It could
Okay.
it
Corner,
could be
corner,
it could be
corner. We
either
don't need
way.
this negativity.
But
Yeah.
you don't see like that tremor little while he done quick. So maybe Arsenal might he might run out quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, to
Hey,
get
look,
to
boy,
get the win
four
quick.
goals, 4 goals in 15 minutes is quick. 4 goals in 10 minutes is quick.
True.
You
Yeah, but
get the
that's
job
true.
done.
Arsenal
Because
scoring four
because
goals
he
in 10
happened quick
minutes.
and everybody was frightened, so he caused trouble.
But the last time Munchie made a prediction, the man was right. And the Munchie said he could score 5+ goals. Another man said Pookie could score a hat trick. So everybody make sure you triple captain Pookie this weekend. That was one of the things we recommend, Why y'all laughing? Lord of
Once
mercy.
you, once you make people
Hey,
unsubscribe and so the man to start.
and
People
I'm just pick just to try to
No,
preserve
but like
he plays good
honestly,
at the top.
right?
I
If
know.
if Norwich was supposed to win the game
Yo,
and
Mhm.
trouble now.
Pookie happened to
It's
score a hat trick,
trouble.
there's
It's
somebody in the
trouble.
world that triple captain Pookie.
Yeah, that's
Stats.
I'm not
facts.
even talking
That's
about
facts.
fantasy.
Stats.
That's
Troops could blow a
facts.
head gas it. AFT could probably
Oh,
blow up.
I know, right? I honestly, I'm gonna say some prayers tonight that Arsenal win because I can't afford the drama.
Oh,
I
now I
legit
get a
can't afford the
message.
drama.
Somebody
No,
asked
but
me to
Yeah.
honestly,
protect that.
all jokes aside, if like I said, I'm still, backing the
Yeah.
manager. I already put my time on it. But honestly speaking, the thing that worries me the most is if we
Hmm.
lose tomorrow, that's where the
Yeah.
fans turn. And I don't,
True.
once the fans turn, I don't think there's any coming back. Honestly.
Only
But
says
Joe,
Josh Love
I'm not on this whole
because of the
Arteta
Arsenal
thing.
fans. I don't.
Yes,
Arteta
you
in,
do.
Yeah.
Arteta out. I'm just want my team to go and play well and bang people. Especially
Okay.
now that we have the players coming back. We are
Mhm.
we have no excuse to go out and execute the plan that I know we have in place. You got Odegaard. I mean, you said it earlier now. How Smith will have an illness. The last game,
Mm.
Pepe had an illness.
Yeah.
Like it
I
just
know.
seems like everything that can go wrong is going wrong.
He's going around. And
That's
then
how I know. That's
Lukanga
how I
might
know
be
you're
out.
gonna rise to the top.
Lukanga might be
And
out.
actually,
Lukanga might
Top
be out, and El
the
Neni
top
is
of the
injured.
relegation zone.
Xhaka had red card
and
and have COVID.
but I mean, look, y'all have Norwich, Burnley,
And then
Wimbledon in the EFL
Spurs.
Cup. You
And
have
then Spurs.
Tottenham.
yeah, and that's a derby. Anything can
Tottenham,
happen in that game.
we don't really worry about
Then
the
you have
Tottenham game.
You know what?
Brighton, Crystal
I don't worry
Palace,
about the Tottenham game.
Aston
Because
Villa.
when you hear it comes to the rivalry, when it comes to the derby, it doesn't matter how either team is playing. Tottenham
Yeah.
will lose 10 games in a row and come
Mm.
and look like prime Barcelona and the day they play us.
True.
Arsenal will lose
Yeah.
5 games in a row and go and beat Tottenham 3-0.
Derbies are different. Derbies are
Derbies are
different. He's
different.
right.
That goes
Yeah.
form goes out the window when it comes to the derby.
But I make that point to say, and we'll close on this, is that there's a really good run of games and coming up for Arsenal.
True.
They could potentially win all their games, and they don't have Liverpool until they have Leicester on the 30th, but they have Liverpool on the 20th of November. And the month of October could be an amazing month for Arteta, and then this would just be a memory. This entire experience will be a memory. So we'll see how that is. All right.
Unless that favorable unless they
Munchie, I
lose
know
all
we
the
play on
games on that
Saturday,
run.
Munchie. Early preparations,
Like,
Munchie. Relax.
1-0 Burnley again. Aubameyang own goal.
All right. We have
I
we
mean,
have the
okay. Josh, I know you say we're going to end, but me can't
yeah.
make Memphis to that and make that slide
Oh
because
Lord of mercy.
we all have to play these same teams. Doesn't matter if the run is favorable or not. If the what you say that can happen to Arsenal can happen to Man U too.
True. He's not wrong.
Mhm.
Those
Man
games that
City
you
too.
think you were going to win, like when you thought you were going to beat Southampton,
Hey
and
man,
you get
I
a drop.
was gonna get to that.
That's like when you
That's
thought you were
true.
gonna beat Brentford. Yeah.
And Tottenham
That
thought they would
that's
lose
the
to
point.
City. That's why we love the league. It's the best league in the world. Anything can happen. Arsenal can go on a 10-game winning streak.
Lamella scored the Rabana and everybody went crazy and like, oh, Arsenal losing again.
I tell you, share.
Oh, you look at that.
Yep.
Oh, they
That's
say
why
that
we love
the
football.
magnitude 5.2 earthquake northeast of Guadeloupe.
Okay.
Yo, that
I,
is plenty in the bar.
I don't
That's a
mean to feel
plenty.
Yeah,
That's a
nothing.
plenty for me.
5.2
5.2.
plenty now.
That almost close to
Nobody
7 what people
joking.
normally get now.
It's
5.2 plenty.
5.2 in the middle of St. John's. a serious thing now.
Yeah.
What did
True.
you
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
understand how serious that is. Yeah.
Yep. He's not East to Guadalupe. So,
Wow, not east of
yeah.
Guadalupe. That's just south of us. That far.
Memphis just
Imagine
over
if
there,
he
braff in
come
the
on this
AC, and
guy.
they even feel no
Imagine when
earthquake.
he,
I know, right?
I tell you,
Wow.
boy.
Wow.
imagine when they actually get one in their own country. That's
Wow.
mad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I may have nightmares, guys. Let's talk about something else.
Night seriously?
Arsenal can't give
Oh
me
boy.
nightmares. You don't have time to ask that.
Oh boy.
Your
Tsunami
heart
will come later tonight. Go
Arsenal
ahead.
supposed to make your
Go
heart
ahead.
stronger.
So
That's
Arsenal go
true.
win the game 5-2 there.
Yeah.
5.2, get it?
Yo,
Five.
you heard it here first. You heard
you
it here
you
first.
heard it here first. That would be amazing if it happened. So, fans, with that, we thank you guys for all the wonderful commentary. O'Neal and Jaleel for sure, boy. They had fire tonight. They actually even outdid Monchi. I thought Monchi would be more vocal
I
with the
mean,
whole Arsenal Norwich
Munchie been
thing.
flat for a while now.
Oh, for
Munchie,
real?
they Canada.
Last season,
Yo,
Munchie flopped
yo,
the
make
man.
that make sense.
And
Make that make
we saw
sense,
how
man.
flat, we saw how flat Munchie was on Monday. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Oh.
And you know what?
Okay.
Let me say
Monchi,
something
I
here.
think so.
Oh
And
boy.
they
Because
eat up with them
somebody
man.
had a
I
big
eat up
chat
with
in
them
the
man.
group. Somebody had a big chat in the group this afternoon, ain't it? And they're not saying anything tonight.
Can't name.
Who that?
Can't
Munchie,
name. Can't name.
Okay.
I'm just saying, telling you, O'Neal, Munchie's already planned for you. I don't want you to get caught off guard. I'm going to message you. Because Munchie putting this together.
Munchie,
Okay.
they
All
not
right,
like
Munchie.
Arsenal.
Munchie out there like he want for just lick his wounds on the other nights. He's challenging everybody now to
Oh,
do some
Lord,
challenging to
they
that.
come
So
back.
all right, so
What?
What? Oh, George.
Wait, what?
What?
all right, fine. So yes, thank you guys for coming
What did I
tonight.
miss?
Really appreciate it.
Hurry up and finish your show, please.
Afia,
You can't stay
Afia,
on
we have
that.
to deal with it. Afia, right? I'm talking to you about that one day because I'm confused. After last time, anyway, I'm very confused. Okay. Anyway, so yes, shout through all the stuff and big up to Sukra. Tomorrow night we're talking FPL. Suko, hopefully we'll be in the building. He'll talk to you about that, and we'll talk about so many other things in relation to that. Are we gonna triple captain Ronaldo? Who knows? Anything can happen this
Triple
weekend.
captain Dan James.
We triple captain Pookie. Oh, triple captain Bangyan. Who knows?
Aubameyang
We have
started.
Pookie. We got Dan James. We don't know.
Pepe
But
2
it's
goals
gonna
and
be
an
good.
assist. That's cool.
Ah,
So you know I'm gonna like
all right.
this. Real
Yo,
talk.
triple capital Cantwell, dog.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Triple captain state maximum.
I mean,
Stats. There we
Maguire
go.
here run at us, so of course he can score.
Oh Lord of mercy. Triple captain Maguire. Had
For
3
what?
headers. There we go.
You're looking triple
Oh.
negative points.
You check?
Wow. Okay. All right. Have a good night, guys. And thank you guys so much for joining the show. See you guys tomorrow night if you want to see more great content from Island fans.
Thank you for watching Island Fans. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when there are new videos and updates. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and like us on Facebook. Island Fans, for the passion of the game.